Japanese culture. Japan as a culture. The Japanese see themselves as a homogeneous society with a strong sense of national identity, with little or no ethnic or racial diversity. One of the most unique data of Japanese society is its highly structured approach to managing and resolving their differences. Omotenashi. The pleasure of serving others. The concept omotenashi is frequently translated as Japanese hospitality, although in reality the meaning of this word is deeper. It's about providing exquisite service mixing a great deal of education, knowing how to stand and make the other person feel comfortable. He is said to have been born with the Grand Master of the Japanese tea ceremony, Shin Norikyu. Through his elegant way of entertaining his guests when performing a tea ceremony or what the Japanese call shakai. In a shakai, each experience is unique and irreplaceable, and must be live as such. For this reason, both the host and the guest must act with devotion and present moment. For the host, this event requires the necessary preparation to allow each guest to enjoy a memorable experience. One of the roots of the word omotenashi is the phrase omote ura nashi, which literally means there is no front or back. This will mean that there is nothing to hide, everything you see is what is this. There is only one complete sincerity. For this reason, we receive a genuine and true act of hospitality from the heart of the host.
Religion in Japan is a wonderful mishmash of ideas from Shintoism and Buddhism. Unlike in the West, religion in Japan is rarely preached, not is a doctrine. Instead, it is a moral code, a way of living, almost indistinguishable from Japanese social and cultural values. Japanese religion is also a private family affair. It's separate from the state. There are no religious prayers or symbols in a school graduation ceremony. For example, religion is rarely discussed in everyday life, and the majority of Japanese do not worship regularly or claim to be religious. However, most people turn to religious rituals in birth, marriage, and death, and take part in spiritual matsuri throughout the year. According to Article 20 of the Japanese Constitution, Japan grants full religious freedom, allowing minority religions such as Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Sikhism to be practiced. These religions account for roughly 5 to 10% of Japan's population. When it comes to food, the Japanese are among the most enthusiastic and passionate of any race. Ask any Japanese person about a recent trip within Japan, and the conversation almost always includes talk of the local food. In fact, for many Japanese traveling outside of their hometowns, food is often one of the primary motivators for traveling. For this reason, many towns and cities in Japan are known first and foremost for their local specialty, whether it be a type of sweet, fish, noodle, seaweed, or tofu, etc. Such is the Japanese passion for food that you can turn on your TV at almost any time of the day or night and almost undoubtedly catch a show about food. Careful preparation and meticulous presentation are crucial elements of Japanese cuisine. Food is an art form and even the simplest dishes are often prepared by chefs who have trained for any years.
Japanese sports. We find sports like sumo, which is the facto national sport Japan, tells the legend that the very survival of the Japanese people was based on the result of a sumo match between the gods, and this originated as a form of Shinto ritual. Sumo tournaments take place every 2 months in Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, and Fukuoka. We find others like Kendo, furious and noisy sport, which is perhaps the oldest martial art in Japan and combines power, skill, and bravery. Karate, which could be said to be one of the most famous martial arts in the world. Aikido, which loosely translates as part of harmonious spirit, aggressive and martial art that focused on defense. Judo, which is perhaps the one that has spread most successfully around the world, as a less common one like baseball, that translated as yakio, which means field ball.